Putting together a great team on your favorite game isn't easy, especially with players like this. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on gameranx, the 10 worst types of players to have on your team. Coming in at number 10, the vindictive kamikaze. You know the kind of person I'm talking about. They rush into the other team's territory, not giving a crap about what happens. They seem to think they're Rambo or any Arnold Schwarzenegger character or whatever, and they get absolutely annihilated. They just get destroyed. They're gone. Their turn is up. They respawn in friendly territory with a very specific complaint. Where was my team, guys? You didn't back me up on that one, did you? This kind of person may then proceed to call his team noobs, and will definitely not stay for another match, and will paint it as though it is somehow your fault or your team's fault for letting him down. Now, they don't always leave. A lot of the time, a complainer is not really that concerned with what they're complaining about, but when they do, it's actually a pretty big relief. I don't want to play with that guy. Moving on to number 9, another terrible teammate to have to deal with is the thief. A really cool person who steals everything that you're about to pick up because they're either so bad they need all of it or they're just a greedy bastard. In fact, the skill that they've developed in the game is simply collecting everything that they think their team is about to collect, and honestly, sometimes it's pretty funny. It's never really funny when it happens to you, but if you're not in like an important match, sometimes it's really funny when you see somebody else do it, because there are some people that get really creative with it. There's a gif of somebody playing Apex Legends just sliding through an item that their teammate is about to collect, and as much as I think it's a dick move and I wouldn't do it, and I don't want people to do it to me or really anyone, there's something silly about it. Maybe it's because it's not useful or helpful in any way, and yet people seem to want to do it. Alright, that's not how it's funny, that's why I don't like it. Sometimes I get those things confused, you know? And moving on to number 8, the kind of player who waits till you die and then steals your loot. You know, the person on your team that feels the need to compete with you, basically, as far as loot goes. Now, a good teammate would wait by your loot and even possibly protect it from outside interference while you respawn and get back to it so that you can retain that loot. This should be standard etiquette in teams, however, some people just don't know when to be cool. Oh, my teammate died? Well, I'll benefit off of all the work that they did in this game. It doesn't matter to me that them being well equipped is something that actually helps me in this game as we are on the same team. I do not think this way. First off, my goals are very short term and consider almost none of the consequences of any of my actions. Winning and losing are not things that I think about. Having more loot is, however. It's annoying particularly because these people don't realize that they're making the game harder on them. Like, you don't need an infinite supply in most competitive multiplayer. You just need something you're good at. Don't steal from teammates. Number 7, people who are annoying on the mic, and I got a few different types for you. First, loud breathers. Not just people who breathe through their mouth, but people who do it very loudly. I mean, there's plenty of people who breathe through their mouth and it's quiet, but the mouth does happen to be much closer to the microphone, and if you're not quiet, people know. I'm taking a right here. Another one is that kid that shows up to matches and screams like he's PewDiePie from 2010. Like he's so surprised at all the things that happen in this game, despite the fact the game is something he's been playing probably for several hours, if not several days, if not several weeks, if not a game that they've been playing for months at a time, or more. This isn't an old school Let's Play, kid. You should know these maps by now, and you should also know that I've got headphones on. I don't want to hear you scream. The last one I'm going to mention in this point is the person who blasts music. They just put their microphone next to a speaker so they play like EDM or metal or sometimes even disco. Like, I'm not insulting any of these kinds of music, but I don't need to hear them when I'm in a first-person shooter. I don't need to hear them when I'm in an RTS. I don't need to hear them at all in games, period. Moving on to number 6, people who constantly tell you what to do in the game. Now, once in a blue moon, somebody comes along that clearly knows what they're doing and organizes a team well. I'm not talking about that person. I'm talking about the run-of-the-mill player of average to below average skill who can't seem to stop trying to tell you what to do. They do not know what they're doing, they are just telling you things that they think should happen, and it's not good. It's distracting, it's annoying, it's outwardly dumb. Like, I'm not impressed by being ordered around by somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about. Do they think it makes them sound like they know what they're talking about? Are they faking it until they make it? Do they think they're going to attract a team of people by ordering them into situations that don't pan out? Is that what they think? Like, what do people think? Why do they do this? Why do they not get better at the game first? And it's always people who don't know, like, the culture of the game at all. It's always some doofus who just, like, got the game yesterday and is like, I know what to do. Follow me, guys. Like, no, you don't. And furthermore, it's okay not to know what to do. Just, like, you have to learn somehow, right? You do not learn by ordering people around, though. At number 5, hopeless players. Now, I am not talking about bad players. There are a lot of bad players out there who have hope. They understand how the controller works, for instance. They have the ability to memorize button combinations. They understand the goal of the game and are playing it for a reason. No, what I want to touch on in this point is people who have no hope. People who are not playing the game for any discernible reason, other than maybe they want to say they play the game. I don't know, honestly. I'm talking about people who are so bad at the game, it would be better if they just lied about playing the game to people. If somebody saw them playing, they would assume it was their first time, every time. I thought you said you played this game.
Why, yes, I do play this game.
You have experience with this game?
Yeah, that would be correct.
You are trying to eat the left analog stick, sir.
Don't shame my playstyle, bro. This is how I game.
He follows that up by drooling all over himself. Moving on to number 4, the Spawn Trapper. Now, it's annoying when a Spawn Trapper is on the other team, but it's also pretty awful to have them on yours. The thing about a Spawn Trapper is they think they're entirely justified in spawn trapping. If you aren't aware of what that is, if you've played an online shooter, you've encountered it for sure. It's when somebody camps outside of a spawn zone and kills people when they appear. It's the worst, no one likes it, literally no one. And for whatever reason, the people who do it are just like, yeah, this is a good way to win. Like, no, it's not a good way to win. It's a very questionable way of winning. It's also not fun. It takes all of the enjoyment out of the game. You don't do the things the game does that attracted you to it in the first place. You just sit in one spot and unfairly kill people. When they're on your team, it reflects badly on you. People think that you are okay with it, that you're like in some gang where that guy does that and everybody else is just like, yeah, thanks for the win. And it's like, no, that's not how it is. I actually don't like it. And also, it's super annoying when this dude asks you to do it with them. It's like, no, you're what makes this less fun. Why would I do that? Coming in at number 3, people who go for trick shots non-stop the whole game. Like, they're just constantly setting up trick shots, you know, climbing on stuff, getting into specific positions to shoot over walls, or constantly using a special move or expending special ammo of some kind, basically to show you how good they are at aiming and timing. And don't get me wrong, it's not bad to be doing these things, and it's certainly not bad to be good at aiming and timing, but there comes a point where it's detrimental and gets in the way of the team. This person is just like standing in a place waiting for somebody to cross their path in the right way. And they're vulnerable. They're an easy kill if somebody finds them. Also, they're not doing anything else. They're not racking up kills in some other way. They're just waiting for the awesome kill. It does not make them cool. Number 2, the hacker. Of course, the hacker. The hacker screws up the game for everyone, not just the other team. When he's on your side, he ruins the game too. Our time on this earth is limited, and you are wasting it with hacks and stuff. If I wanted to play with a hacker, I would find a hacker, befriend them, and enter games with them. But when you enter games on my team, you make it so I might actually just have to stop playing immediately, because the game just stops. Because sometimes that happens when somebody's hacking. If it doesn't get to that extreme, people just get mad, and for whatever reason, they think everybody on the team of the hacker is with the hacker, because apparently they must have befriended him and entered the game with him. Unfortunately, that is not how I encounter hackers in games. It's always random, and nobody else assumes that it's random. And finally, number 1, the quitter. And no, I'm not talking about the person who quits the mobile MOBA you're playing. I'm talking about somebody who's actually playing an involved game that took preparation, practice, and skill. Not that mobile MOBAs don't, it's just that a lot of people play those things in very short sessions and often quit for completely different reasons than somebody playing a PC game might. For instance, they might have to get off the train or something. But somebody playing one-on-one in some PC game that you've spent a lot of time in who just quits often screws you out of points, and if you're the kind of person I am, screws you out of a match. I just like playing games, you know? That's a thing that I enjoy. If I'm honest, I don't even actually have to win or gain anything out of a match. I just want a fair match a lot of the time. A lot of games I play just to blow off steam, and this kind of person takes that from you. It's just kind of like, oh great, well now I have to spend time matchmaking again, cool. You know, the part of the game that nobody likes but is necessary in order to play the game. I have to go through that again. Thanks. Cool. Dick. What are your least favorite kinds of players to have on your team in an online game? Leave us a comment, let us know what you're thinking. If you enjoyed this video, click like. And if you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week, and the best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription. So click subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell. As always, we thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter at FalconTheHero, and we'll see you next time right here on gameranx.